I loved your guys' birthday video for me. Thank you so much.
Oh, you saw it.
I did. I watched it on Sunday. It was so good.
Yeah, we have the...
Do you have to order those special edition?
I had to buy these on eBay.
Oh,
and I'm
my
not going to
God.
tell you how much because it's, people tie
Pennies.
that stuff to their
Pennies.
ego. But this one...
I don't tie that stuff to my ego at all, I promise.
For people who are just
$19?
listening, these are Jamie-Lynn exclusive Maxim and FHM magazines that
That's
Catherine
right.
bought on eBay.
This one is from...
That's
Jesus.
the OG.
Yeah, this is probably... Is this your first one that you did?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
you look
it.
real young, and you've got the little handgun on the underwear there.
Yep.
You've got the very crazy
Terrible.
mascara look.
Terrible.
You're scary.
I look mad.
You think it's terrible, Jamie-Lee?
Yes.
I want to know what people.
The fact that anyone thinks that's sexy is crazy to me. I look like a child who is played dress up went wrong.
I will tell you this: there were
What?
20 to 30 listings of this magazine, all from different people. And one of them was signed. Someone had a signed version, and they were trying to get triple what I paid for this.
You know what I feel like you look like? What were those Madden brothers that were in the band? Like Benji and something.
The
Good
twins?
Charlotte guys?
Ben-
Yeah, you look like Good Charlotte, with the eye makeup and that hair.
Oh my
That's
God.
what those guys
look
look
punk,
like all the time.
grunge?
Something, yeah. Just
Yeah.
that eye makeup.
Yeah, you've got some real fucking weird choker that you're wearing here. But
It's
I gotta
all
tell you,
wrong.
it's the thickest of the. What happened? Is this something your manager pushed you to do? We had a whole conversation last episode how you don't feel sexy, but here I have all these examples of you being very sexy. What happened?
Well, that's like acting.
Yeah.
That's not how I roll normally.
This
Obviously.
one's my favorite.
That's my favorite too, if I have to choose. I'm with you.
Is
Someone-
this the most
Always like a
recent?
Someone
good-
describe it.
So it's me with a black bra with a white oversized men's dress shirt, and that's it. Isn't that the ultimate fantasy? A girl in an oversized
Yep.
men's dress shirt,
Yep.
button down, stitch.
I love that look. Yeah, but
You
no
love that
bra. I love that. I really do love that look. It's a great
It's a
look.
great
But
look.
it sucks because I never get to see that look because I don't have a job where I wear suits and she puts that on the next day
Right.
for breakfast. Like for me, it's just
She doesn't put on your jogger.
Well, what
and
if
that
she
doesn't
puts
get you
on
going?
the bamboo shorts.
Yeah, like a
She
t-shirt, like an
does.
oversized yeah, exactly.
Oh, this is a great segue for the picture. Are we screen sharing? Can we do that or no?
Yeah, we can screen share.
So Jamie,
I thought you sent it to her already.
the girl who it was a rough week for us guys. The girl who I'm dating had her period, and she
Oh.
told me that she had her period or whatever. I'm like, yeah, cool. And she comes over to stay over one night, and she wasn't wearing anything. And I'm like, hey, you want a pair of shorts or something? Just throwing it out there. I don't care. And she's like,
Yeah.
no. She's like, I don't need shorts or anything. I'm like, okay. She's like, yeah, I don't really bleed that much or whatever. I was like, okay, cool. And so the next day she left, and I sent her this. So I just took a picture of my bed and I edited it with my finger to put a little red spot where she would have been laying. But I sent it to her and she was like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I didn't. I was like, no, I'm just fucking around. It's not really.
Oh yeah, because this
That's so
looks
mean.
doctored, so this didn't happen.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
It
that's
was
not
all
real.
No. I woke up. I was in the shower and I was like, this might be funny. And I went and took a picture of my bed, and then I just went on the iPhone and edited it and put a little red spot where her.
Did
That
you
Is
think
that
when
your
you were-
bed?
That's my bed.
When you were putting the
Wow,
spot
you
in?
sleep with a flat sheet.
Yeah. What, you would think just blanket?
Yeah, I feel like flat sheets up for debate all the time because I feel like people feel like flat sheet gets in the way of their feet.
Oh, I love this
Cutter
sheet.
hates a flat. Cutter kicks a flat sheet, and then I get tangled in it every night. So we don't do a flat sheet.
But you don't have a blanket that look just like that. Then you have like a down comforter, right?
Correct.
When you guys are
Yeah.
saying flat sheet, you're talking about the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not the one that's on the
doesn't have
bed.
the elastic to go around the mattress. A flat sheet is the one that has no elastic in it.
Oh.
Between the blanket and you.
Oh, I don't do a flat sheet.
Right. I think if you do a flat sheet or not, it kind of depends on the blanket. If you have a down comforter, I don't think you need it. But
because you wash that like a sheet.
Yeah, the blanket that I have is just like a thin whatever
Right.
blanket.
I call
Right.
that flat sheet number 2.
I don't know what I call it. I
How
would've
do you
just
know
called
which
it
is 1 and 2
1 is the one that goes with the
on the
elastic.
bed? Okay.
Two is flat sheet. 3 is your main boy, your comforter.
Now this is pod.
It's a good pod, right?
Yeah, we're podding. Where are you at, JV? Tell where you at.
Look, you just had a birthday.
I'm in a closet at my parents' house.
yeah,
I just had a birthday. I had my 40th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Thank
birthday,
you.
Amy Lee. We should
you.
insert right here the video we made for her.
Yes.
We could have Gabby do it.
Yeah, Gab. We made a birthday video for Jamie. I don't know which friend of yours requested us to.
Lindsay.
Lindsay requested a video
Becca.
from us, and that's why I bought these. These eBay Jamie-Lynn
genius.
Maxims, and yeah. So take a look at that.
Oh, hey, Amy Lee.
Hey, Jamie! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday. We miss you very much. We miss Sundays at your house, and we miss seeing you, but we hope you're having an amazing time in Texas.
I've been so privileged to get to know you in the last couple years, and I feel like you're, a sister to me, and I appreciate everything you've ever done for me, and I just want to let you know that even though you're far, you're very close. So,
I thought we said I was going to say that stuff.
oh, were you gonna say? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. I just screwed this up again.
Jamie, please come back.
We need you. Yeah, switch.
Bye, Amy. Happy
Bye,
birthday.
Jay. Happy birthday.
It was definitely the best one of the group.
Yeah, we could have spent.
Your comedic timing together has just really gotten so sharp. I feel like
really
I'm
good.
watching like a show, like a Rob and Cash show.
Rob is one of my all-time best comedy partners.
Yeah,
and
you
for
guys
a guy
just-
who's not who would never admit to being a comedy guy. He's just got the sharpest timing. It's like that video that we had where we said the same thing.
That was great.
Our
That was my
timing was
favorite.
so
Yeah.
spot on that we said the same thing
You and
back
me?
to back.
Oh, you guys.
Yeah, me and
Yeah.
Rob.
They're
Why don't you yell at me or something? I feel like we're getting too
I
much
know.
of a love
and
fest.
and it's gonna keep going because Kassam obviously I think is one of the funniest people I've ever met, but I was thinking this week I was in an Uber and I was like, Kassam might be the best driver I've ever been in a car with.
Oh, why do you say that?
Look, I love this. I'm also not surprised. I'm a very good driver.
He really is. He's good. He's always
Like
clocking.
you just
He's
feel
scanning.
really safe with
Well,
him.
here's what's happening.
Okay.
This is what I think is happening here. He's been in the car with someone else recently, and he has a different driving style. Is that what's going on?
Listen, everyone has their own style in life.
Yes, everyone has their own style of driving,
Yeah.
and maybe the lovely girl that you're dating has a different style, and maybe that you're used to me for so long, and what's her style like?
Hey, I said I was in an Uber. So
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
where I've learned in recent weeks to watch very carefully where I step, and I said Uber.
Yeah, Jamie, so in a relationship, and when I was in a relationship, I can say that like 6 to 7 out of 10 times I've gotten into an argument with my ex was generally in a car, because
Oh.
it's like, I don't know if that's the case with you, but
No.
I feel like for her it was like, oh, I've got him cornered, like he can't escape, and if I bring something up, he's forced to answer.
See, I
As
don't.
a-
Oh no.
Yeah, so that would
I
happen a lot.
understand her tactic.
It's a tactic, and and also driving brings out a lot of there's a lot of
Yours.
people backseat drive. People do, there's a lot of, potential for conflict when you're driving. So there's a lot of, for me anyways, there was a lot of strife in a car.
I don't like to fight in a car. I like to walk away. A lot of the time, I like breathers. I like space. I like to give my point and walk away a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So I can't do that in a car. So no, the idea of being cornered in a car and not being able to step away is hell to me.
Yeah.
What happens in
bueno.
relationships? Because I feel like I've known you for 20 years and I never see you like that. Like I never see you as a person who's like, I just want to get my point across and walk away. But listen, I've learned in recent weeks, things happen.
Yeah. You're being so diplomatic about it.
Well, yeah, you are. I just, well, there's no, only my partner.
What just happened, Jamie-Lynn?
Let's just blame that to a bad connection or something.
It's okay, Jamie-Lynn. You can be yourself here.
I am. No, it's just,
Is Cutter
like
right
only
outside
my
the
parents,
closet door?
No, it might be. Only my parents or Cutter, like, I'm so emotionally entangled and involved with, and there's so many different things that they just get all those sides with me. They're the only people that get all those sides of me. It's not like I'm hiding it from anybody else. There's just like, the frustrating parts of my life involve them and my children. So,
What do you think it is when you're fighting with them that makes that come out, besides being like emotionally entangled, like what that it doesn't with other people, that you're able to be so, because you're so different with other people. I feel you're so calm, and you would nobody would ever be like.
Well, you know what it is too is I think I always come from this place where like I never know where other people are coming from, so I'm much more patient. I'm not quick to judge. I'm not quick to anything, but because I know exactly where Cutter's coming from and my children and my parents, there's like no fucking excuse for the bullshit. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen, we've seen you enough Sundays in a row, like where a couple times you were getting annoyed, but like I've never really seen you fly off the handle. I think there was a couple moments where you were just like, you clearly needed a moment, to yourself, and then you got it, Yeah.
I think I just get frustrated when they are like almost clueless as to the point of like, or like when I walk away and like Cutter follows me, I was like, do you not know already that this just is not going to help the situation? Just like I'm a type of person that space allows me to come back better. Like you coming here is just going to make it worse. And he's somebody that he does not like the space. So it's a little bit of a dance every once in a while that we're having to do.
Guys, we're very excited to announce someone's back. Who is it?
Manscaped is back. They're supporting Pajama Pants, and they're the #1 brand in men's below the waist grooming. Look, they offer precision engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped just launched their 4th generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. You heard that right, the 4.0. Join over 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped, and with this exclusive offer, you get 20% off and free worldwide shipping with code PAJAMA at manscaped.com.
And guys, listen, for my favorite podcast, Your Mom's House, we all know that, I got the Lawnmower 2.0.
Yep.
And then because we're working with Manscaped, they sent us the Lawnmower 3.0, the Lawnmower 4.0. I'm telling you, I don't have to say this, it's not on the sheet. What a difference. I love, these are all I use now. They have a light on them, super smooth, it works great, it does exactly what you want it to do. I love the 3.0. Now I have the 4.0 and I'm stoked.
It looks really cool sitting on my bathroom counter when it charges. It sits in this it's like something out of like Alien or something. It's a very cool piece of technology. Like Rob said, it works even better than the model before, and I'm using it every week. It's not that I need to. It's not that my pubes grow that fast. I just like the way they do kind of grow pretty fast. I just like the way it looks. You know what I mean? And it's so easy. I charge it once and it just sits in the shower for like weeks. I barely ever have to charge it.
They have different guard lengths, like 1 to 4. So it doesn't just have to be like completely shaving your stuff. And they let us be one of the first people to try the 4.0, and it's great. Highly recommend. And with this, you really see why it's called the lawnmower. You see those like shards of hair just flying all over the place. Yeah, it's great.
The upgraded trimmer includes a multifunction on-off switch that can engage in travel lock, by the way.
Guys, so you get 20% off and free shipping with the code PAJAMA at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping.
Yep, manscaped.com, use code PAJAMA. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools with the job with Manscaped. And now, back to the pod. Who's a better driver, you or Cutter?
Oh, he hates when I drive. He does not like to be in the car when I'm driving.
I gotta say,
not that I'm a bad driver. I think he just likes to be in control.
Yeah, there's I do like that, but I also tailor how I'm driving to who's in the car with me.
Here we go.
Okay, now this is what makes me such a good person to drive you around.
Okay.
You should have never brought this up.
Thank you so much for
You know,
bringing
I
that.
tailor my comedy teaming with
Not only do I have on-road, I have a lot of off-road experience. I've been in a lot of situations. I just kind of know the feel of the car. It's an extension of my body. I increase the braking distance. I look at the speeding. I make sure there's a big enough cushion. If it was me driving, I drive a little more aggressively. I like to put it through its paces.
It is you driving.
And yeah, and then if it's just me, and then when it's with somebody else, I really like to create an experience. You know, there was a moment.
This guy.
I really do. I'm a.
I can't wait to drive with you.
Hospitality. Oh, I'll take you wherever you want to go.
Do you have
and you'll get there in one piece.
You sound like George.
I'll take you wherever you
I'll
want to go.
take you wherever you'd like to go.
No, I just wanted to double dip on that compliment a little bit because it feels good, and it is something I do pay attention to. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Sure.
So sweet.
Yeah, I don't want to sit here and ask you like how many arguments have you been in with the new girl, but I got to imagine there's got to be
define arguments. Yeah, let's talk to me. What is arguments?
Disagreements. Just made disagreements, but like I want to know how they get resolved. You know, like everyone's gonna argue. You're always gonna argue with somebody you're dating, your significant other. How do you guys work through it? You know, that's the key.
That's
to
your big
success.
thing. You
and
love
take
that.
it from a guy who struggles in relationships. And who's had a lot of trouble. Yeah, but you know, I do think when you start dating someone and you guys do find your first conflict, it's almost a gift because you got to find out how you guys work it out, how your pieces fit together in conflict resolution.
That's a huge part of it.
I have stuff to say right now, and I almost don't want to give it to you because I think you're gonna enjoy it so much.
I'm trying to bring it out. I know it's in there. The second you got in here, I could see something. Also, enough time has gone. You guys have spent enough time together where it's had to have happened. It's had to have.
No. We had our first thing early on or whatever, but then, oh man, I don't know, Gabby, you might have to edit this out. I don't know what's gonna happen. He loves it already.
Yeah, dude.
There's something that happens between us where, because I don't know my tone sometimes, and she has had relationships in the past where she always has to like check in and kind of walk on eggshells or whatever. So I feel like my tone could just go at anything, you know, like it could be, like you said, driving or this, or I'm fucking starving and this. And because she's always checking in, when I say something like that, see, I need to calm down right now. Yeah.
I love it. Oh, this is the juice for me.
Yeah, I know it. I knew it was, I'm turning red because I'm also hot, but
but also Gabby's editing this, so you're going to be red either way.
Yeah. Because of that, I feel like she feels like she's walking on eggshells, and I feel like I'm walking on eggshells to where like, and because it's early and things were so good in the beginning, it's like we don't want to ever upset the other person. And it's like, and because it's so early, I think we're both like, more so she, where if something goes wrong, is she like, oh, is this it? Like, is this the thing that's gonna be? And I'm like, no, I'm just fucking starving. Like, or I'm just fucking like, that's how I speak and get stuff across. And I think she's from New York, but she's been in LA for 12 years. And she's even said like, from the beginning till now, I'm more used to it. But she's like, it's very New York, you know? It's very like, bah, 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 and you're not. And she's like, the problem is I'm looking into what you're saying means when you say everything that's on your
Right,
chest.
right.
So I don't need to be diving in more. And that's the problem is she's going in more. I don't know my tone sometimes. I'm just like, listen,
you
guys,
guys are
relationships
very-
are hard.
It's a very, first of all, let me say that's a very scary part of a relationship. When you're hanging out enough, now you realize like I kind of want to see where this goes with this person, but it still has that like early beginning, exciting, like you can't stop thinking about this person, but you're spending enough time together, you're inevitably going to have like some tiffs or some agreements or something's going to annoy you. And then it's that first fight where you start to fear like, are we going to make it? Like, because once you're in the flow of a relationship, it's like, it's like family. You fight, but you don't think it's going to end necessarily right then and there. But in the very beginning, when you have those fights, you're like, is this person going to want to stick around? It's a really scary place to be. That being said, you both sound very aware of your reactions or expectations, or I wouldn't even call them shortcomings, but just like the way you're looking into things and how you are, which I think is very healthy. But there is a lot of reassuring, at least for me. I know like when I used to be in that stage of relationship that I needed from the partner to be like, okay, I'm willing to work with you in this and stuff, but I need to make sure that this isn't going to be something that you're going to walk away from because of. Do you know what I mean? It's maybe especially for the girl. I think it's a very scary place to be.
I think there's almost like, and it's always each other doing nice things, like nothing like malicious has happened yet, but it's just the things of like, I might be like, oh, I'm hot. And she'll go, oh, you could put the air conditioner on. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, uh-huh. And then she'll be like, or you could turn a fan on or open the window. And I'm like, yeah, I know what you do when you're hot. Like but like, I'll just, after the first one, I'm like, oh yeah, I know. And then like the second one, I'm like, uh-huh, like, yeah, I know. And then like that tone will make her upset, and she'll be like, I was just trying to help. And I'm like, no, I know you were just trying to help. I'm just letting you know. And we started this show on Showtime, which I've already watched, which is Couples Therapy.
Oh yeah.
And it's a great show for anyone who, whether you're in a couple or not. And what they said is like, when you're arguing about the facts, you're always wasting time, Like you don't need to argue about the facts because what's, like in that moment of like, yeah, but when I said just to open a window, you snapped back at me like, yeah, I know. And I'm like, no, I didn't say it that way. And like, they're like, you just get lost in that stuff. And there's not like, you're never going to both go, oh yeah, wait, it was exactly like this, how I said it. Because so it's like, there's nothing malicious going on. It's just those moments where it's like, you said something like this. And I'm like, I'm just responding. So then I caught myself the other day, right? Where like she said something and I was like, yeah. And I was just like, yeah, you know what, babe, you're right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say it that way. And I apologize. And then she was like, oh, well, like what? Like, but you want to say more and this? And I was like, no. Like cause I caught myself. I caught my tone was getting up and I was like, I said, here's what I did there. And I felt like then she thought that was bullshit.
Oh, like you were just trying to move past it because you were annoyed or something.
Right. And I'm like, no, this
is what I'm talking about. There's a lot of reassuring that needs to happen during this time. It is very normal, I think, for a girl to need that. And this is like that thing where you're like, is this worth person investing? Because that's not going to be forever. She's not going to need that reassuring forever. But I just think that this is a really tricky, like over the hump time in a relationship. So
you're learning a language. You guys are both learning a new language. Yeah. And it sounds like this is very typical stuff.
Yes.
And you are, you're not you're a great guy, but like you're a very specific flavor, and you are my flavor. Do you know what I mean? But like some people that take that flavor and be like, I don't want that.
What would that flavor be?
Spicy.
If you could, it was spicy flavor.
He is spicy. He's like the whitest guy I know, but he is like a spice. Yeah, he's like the habanero tagine that they sell at the store.
You say I'm the whitest guy in complexion, you mean, or in other stuff?
No, just in general.
Right,
yeah.
In complexion.
It's like Irish.
My arms.
Yeah. Yeah, your DNA is just not probably a speck of like brown or black in there. It's really, really Irish. Very, probably Scottish too. German?
I don't even know at this point.
I'm
We
bored
should do
by that.
Ancestry
Wait,
DVD, Ancestry,
DVD?
what am I?
Ancestry.com?
DNA.
DNA test? Oh
Man,
my
I've
God.
had a really long day today. God, woe is me. But yeah, I had a full day, and and I do want to bring this up. This is not sexy pod talk or anything, but it is a little business, and it relates to the podcast. I'm working with a charity, and they're called the Pavlov Foundation, and essentially they help kids with cancer. They teach them about the arts, and they help kids with cancer like live a fuller life by teaching them. Like they have this incredible photography course that they give kids living with cancer. Like they each get a camera, and they have professional photographers come and like take them through a full blown course. And it's just a way to manage their time through like being creative and making their lives fuller. But also they raise money and like fund underfunded cancer research. So
Amazing.
yeah, it's really great. I have this, it's so uncomfortable for me, but you can bid on my like profile on it, and I'll have a link in the description. But part of what you're bidding on is like you get to be a guest on the podcast, Pajama Pants. And I
great.
asked Rob and Jamie, I asked you guys if you're cool with it, and
Jamie clearly already forgot.
She totally
I did.
forgot. But, like you did, you were cool with it. And if
I was like,
you're-
is she acting?
If you're not, I've got a lot
did
of
forget.
I got a lot of disappointed people I got to talk to. But yeah, you can bid on
I
the
still
auction.
say yes.
It's live until the 26th. So if you listen to our pods right when they come out, you'll have a couple days. It's on a Charity Buzz, and Charity Buzz is like one of those places you can go and like bid, and so yeah, so you can go and bid on it. Right now, the current bid is $525 for an hour of my time and to be a guest on the podcast, which I think is a tremendous deal.
You might get a lot of not interested.
Yeah.
After last week.
Yeah. So thanks for letting me plug that. It's for like a really great cause, and I appreciate anyone that even took the time to listen to me make the spiel. But yeah, the link is in the description, and I hope you check it out. Thank you. That's it for me.
Yeah, we get it. You're a great
Great.
guy. Okay. All right. You know what I got to do after something like that?
No.
Oh, go ahead, Jamie-Lee. Go.
I had a question for you.
Yeah. For me or for him?
For you.
Okay.
I have been really wondering what is like. So if you're together for more than 24 hours, right?
My poop situation?
No, not even
Let's
the
go a
poo-poo.
whole pod without talking poop.
What's the meal situation? Like, how do you guys vibe eating?
I'll basically just save like my one meal for her dinner. Like I'll be like, we'll or
Does
there'll be
she
a lot
eat?
Of, like,
Does she save? Does she try and not eat with you?
No, but she was kind of like, she's an on and off, does what I do, which is like, people call it intermittent fasting. I just always ate like 2 or 1 meals a day. And she's kind of like, yeah, I try and eat in like this 8-hour window too, or whatever. So it's not, it hasn't been hard yet.
Okay.
But we've gone to dinner a couple times like with her friends. This is awkward. But
yeah, without me. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
No, it's fine.
And then I'll eat like 1 meal in the day, like after the gym, and then I'll just like I'll show up to that dinner and I eat like a normal person. That's what happens.
Oh, okay.
Like one like entree and maybe an appetizer.
Right, yeah. And then it's like no one notices but me that I'm like, look how good I'm being.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm being like a normal person here. But everyone else is just like, they're like, wow, Rob ate a lot, huh? And I'm like, oh, I did?
Do you go home and then eat more? Because you're obviously still hungry.
I have, yeah. I'm just always,
wow, I'm really proud of you. I thought that was going to be harder for you to assimilate to, but I guess I should have just figured that if you found someone you liked, you'd figure a way out.
Yeah, it's a function of the person, right? Like you like this person enough to where you're going to like make some changes or just like be more open to doing things like in a different way, which I think is like a testament to how great she is.
Yeah, I also think it would be a lot harder if I was like, I'm working 9 to 5 and then she wants me to, it's like I don't have something else that's like, if I was at work and it was fucking 3 o'clock and I was starving, I'd be like, listen, I'm eating. Like, that's it. But if it's like, I'm at my place and it's 3 o'clock and I'm starving, but we could eat together at 5, I'll wait till 5. Last night we went to Catch for sushi. Mark's restaurant, who we had on this podcast, which was great. So good.
The food there's unreal.
Really. It was an incredible time. But so Jamie.
Yes.
Because we went charity, or maybe we should ask Casim this, because we always ask you the sex questions first. Let's start with Casim.
Dude, I haven't done it in a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you what it's like, bud.
Dude, it's been like 2 months.
What?
2 months?
Yeah.
It's such a lie.
Wow, what a role reversal.
No, man.
You haven't had sex in 2 months?
Yeah, it's probably been like 6 to 8 weeks.
Really?
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I need
I'm
to
filling
get
that
my
time with tons of masturbation.
So
I need
what
to
is
get
your
my story straight here?
Since I'm pouring my heart out, what's your relationship status right now, babe? I mean, it's pretty obvious if you haven't had sex.
What was
in
it?
6
Yeah,
to
yeah.
8
Well,
weeks.
look, yeah, that is a function of it a little bit. Things have always still been like. I think the last time we checked in, me and my ex were speaking, and occasionally seeing each other. I'd say the frequency's dropped, and it's has a lot to do with just like my focus right now is like all on my new job.
You're working a lot.
It doesn't give me a ton of time to, it's like crazy because at the end of the day you're tired, and it's like I don't really feel like doing much except having dinner and sitting down.
Yep.
You can make the argument that that's like I just kind of sit down all day, but like today was like a really full day. I had like some meetings. I worked out from home. I made a HelloFresh meal. I took my dog for a walk. There's just like all the things that I think regular people do on a daily basis. I get one day, a few days of it, and I'm like, oh man, how did they do it? So I'm not saying I have trouble managing my social relationships, but like a little bit like the amount of time it takes me to text back now, I'm noticing takes a little while longer. Romantically, things are like drying up, but I don't really feel the urgency around like trying to like fix that. What's so funny?
I'm laughing at Jamie Lee's face.
Yeah, she looked like she was gonna pass out from boredom. What's going on? Either that or you're like trying to just breathe through your nose. Like I don't know what were you doing?
This was Jamie looking at Casim.
Yeah,
I can't even do it.
It's
without
not
laughing.
interesting.
I was just really trying.
I'm not interested to you.
She's
And
like, I
that's
can't
clear.
believe I have 2 children. I flew to New York and I'm in a closet doing a podcast with these 2 morons.
Yeah, come bid on the auction and join this podcast and be someone interesting for Jamie to talk to.
It's gonna be sad when the person who bids on this has a much nicer setup than Jamie, right?
Oh my
Yeah.
God, totally. How many?
You were
I feel
cradling that Yeti mic like just a pair of just big balls.
Yeah, you look like at the what is that called on Christmas when they have the whole scene,
the nativity scene.
the nativity scene. There's always like one person in the nativity scene with like something in their hands and they're bowing down to
One of
thing.
the 3 wise men.
Yeah, you look
Yeah.
like one of the 3 wise men.
Jesus
I'll take
Christ.
it. I'll take it. I'll take it.
So you're
No,
not
Cass,
no
I'm
sex.
just. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Me?
I haven't.
I'm having sex.
No, him.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I've been like, the only thing that I think that's even remotely sexual in my life right now was like the people I follow on OnlyFans. And you know who you are out there. But yeah, that's been about it. It's been
Yeah, they're also in a room going like,
yes. It's been quite the role reversal here, but I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier for my man to just be so cumless.
Yeah.
And just dry it
Yeah.
up.
oof. It's like it was crazy for a while, man.
Yeah, that
It was like
has it
holy
Do you
tapered
guys?
down a little bit
Do
to
you guys
normal
hang
levels?
out? Do you guys hang out and not have sex? Or not yet?
Yeah, now, yeah, we do for sure. But it's usually the only time that we really like hang out and don't have sex. It's because like the night before was so much,
Right.
So then
Yeah.
it's like, but there's some times where it's like the night before is a lot, and then you wake up in the morning and then it's just, yeah. It's a lot, but I'm not a big like sex guy after eating. So like I like to
No.
Just lumbering over
I'm a
with
big
your belly.
eating after sex girl, though. I always eat after
Yes.
sex.
Oh, for sure. But like yeah, like you just said, like
That's what I think,
I've
yeah.
never used that word before, but lumbering over her because the problem is in my bed, I have a whole wall to the left. I did not put this there. It is just there. That is a mirror. Like the whole wall.
How wonderful.
Yeah, it's great until there's the times where like you have sex right after you eat and then you're like,
The
oh my
profile
God.
shot.
Like I look like the fucking Alfred Hitchcock.
Stepping into his logo.
Yeah, where you're just like, Jesus
Yes.
Christ. Like my stomach is almost like pushing into hers, like pushing
So
hers
cool.
down. Yeah, it's not.
Oh, wow. What? Yeah. Man, I can't wait to get back in the saddle. It's going to be so cool.
It is. It's great. It's like this thing that was missing from my life that I can't. Now I'm like, how the fuck?
Yeah. Jamie, have you noticed a change in his temperament? You know?
Yes, completely.
He seems
I feel like somebody just like
easier.
lowered the pressure off a little bit. Not that you're,
like
do you know what? No, meaning
release
more
valve?
like, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What are you gonna say, Amy? Keep going. I want to hear.
No, you're always, you always are a very chill person. I think it's almost more on this pod. Like when you get fired up about subjects you want to talk about, I think you still have the same amount of enthusiasm and like passion, but it's just like a tiny edge off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying, Cass?
Yeah, because you've always been chill, if I'm
Yes.
going to agree with her, but you can also, like, it could change on a dime.
What?
Well, if you got fired up, a couple of times he'd get fired up and like it can get there. It's happened on the
Yeah.
pod, but like it's all from love, you know,
Of course.
all the red that he sees, you know. But now it's like there's a like elasticity to his, you know, it's kind of is it maybe seems like if you were to get angry, you would need a lot more and it would just yeah.
It's like, oh, this is annoying me, but I'm gonna come later. So like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening.
you know what? It's funny because I've been friends with Cassim for what now, 6 years or something.
Every time you say it goes down, you know, I think it's been like 8 years,
Really? No,
Yeah.
because I've been sober for 8 years.
maybe 7 years.
So yeah, it's probably like 7 or something like that. And I think we've probably gotten into 4 arguments maybe in our 7 years or something.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy that
even if I don't even know if I would call them that, but like, yeah, like disagreements for sure.
right. But 2 of them were in your car, and we're probably more
Cars, dude.
Like, yeah, you're
We're probably hungry.
you were trying to give me an experience.
I was trying to tailor an experience for you.
You sure
I wonder
did,
what my
pal.
driving experience is going to be like with you one day.
I've driven. What do you? Me and you? Oh no, Cass.
No, me
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Cass. Meaning, I wonder
Yeah.
what kind of experience he's going to give me when I
It's
step
grand.
foot in that Porsche.
It's euphoria.
Is it?
It's great.
You're in a precision German automobile. I mean, it's like from the
Right.
second you touch that door handle, you're in a full blown experience.
Right.
I say that same shit to Sarah every night. Bang.
You touch that door handle.
I'm German, but
Look, we have a bunch of emails and a
Great.
voicemail.
yeah.
Ooh.
Do you wanna do your Sharpie? You want to do your Sharpie notes? Or-
Yeah, the one question I'm still trying to ask.
when you're talking about you 9 to 5, how you don't do anything. I like to think that you sit on a couch with a Sharpie
For sure.
and
He
a
does.
notepad all day.
Yeah, there's just little black dots all over my couch from when I fall asleep from
Yeah. Well, what's
being
your
overworked.
question? Yeah.
I want to know what you think the split should be between the man and the woman when it comes to noise in the bedroom.
Oh. Yeah. Oh,
70,
easy.
30 woman. 70. and
Wow.
30.
I really agree. I
That is
actually agree.
That was my exact
Really?
thing. Yeah.
Wow.
And does that go for noises as well as
Yes.
words?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's just got to be any sort of utterance of sound from the man. The 30%'s great. You know, I know, you know, some women like it more than that. I think part of being up front in your bedroom is asking kind of what you like. Cause I've been quiet as a mouse. And then sometimes I have to like say things that make me feel uncomfortable. You know, I don't necessarily like to say like, I'm gonna come. Like I don't. It makes me feel makes me feel weird to say it.
I thought you said you say I'm gonna shoot.
Oh, shit. Yeah. But like in the moment, I do it for the other person,
Just to warn them?
No, because I think, my ex liked to hear it. She liked to hear it. Yeah.
But you could also just let her know with noises that you
Yeah,
don't have to let
you
her
don't
know.
have
she
to
likes
say
she
it
wants
that way.
the words. She
Oh, really?
wants the words to it.
Why can't you say it differently than that?
I don't know, but it's just like everyone's different. You know what I mean? But I like.
She's like, you fucking tell me when you're gonna come.
I like, I like when there's, from the girl point of view, less words, more moans.
Yeah.
The words are cool too.
From the girl?
Yeah, but like I
right.
want to hear the moans and the groans and the
Yeah.
Fuck me, yeah. I think it's because I grew up watching porno, and that's my idea of
Yeah. Okay.
pretty sure.
Jamie-Lynn. The
I'm gonna come. Is that cool?
So is it okay if I come now?
Yeah, I'm about to go. Is that cool? Where do you want me to?
For me the best thing in with sex is when things like that happen and you don't like, there is no ego involved where you're like, oh, if I say this, does it sound this way? Or it just comes out, or things just happen in the moment. That's when you're like, wow, that was fucking awesome, or like, that was great sex. But then there are times where you're like, should I say this thing right now? And then you're just not like in the thing, and that's when it's like, you're second guessing. That's never good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same with acting. Like you gotta, if you have that voice in your head going like, do I sound weird saying this?
Sure.
That line's gonna come out and be weird. But and I wouldn't know. But if you're in the moment and you're feeling it and it comes out like, like, yeah, fuck, spank that at, something more natural comes out and it's gonna land more authentically.
Yes. Yes.
Ever since poor Jamie-Lynn saw Cassim naked, things have just taken such a turn. Every time.
Dude, I bet she thinks about it.
It really, well, I mean, not often, but I was very impressed. I thought you looked great.
Why don't you tell any of your friends about that? Like
She tried.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh,
You shit on him.
No, I love all your friends. It's funny when I was watching your videos, you're on your birthday, you're like on this boat and there's just a bunch of hotties down there.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, why would I care?
Well, yeah, you wouldn't, but there's you don't look at other girls. And she's probably relieved
no one was
you don't
single
have Instagram.
though.
I mean, really? What kind of boat?
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yacht.
Yeah, it looked like you had. There was one time I was like, oh fuck, it would have been cool to be there, and
It was so fun. It was the first like real Austin-y thing I did. I feel like, other than my suburban life.
Yeah,
was
I was
a
like,
lot of
oh
fun.
fuck, Lance Bass is there. Oh man, I would love to be hanging with Lance right now.
What'd you do on your boat, Jamie-Lynn?
So, Friday we had a party at my house. And my friend works for Casamigos Tequila, so they came up and set up a bar, and we had some Mexican food.
A bar? Like that old animated HBO
bar?
show?
The elephant?
Smart ass.
Yeah, dude.
Comedy duo, man.
Oh my god. So anyway, my parents were there because they were helping watching the kids. So Friday was kind of a all day and into night celebration. We made some s'mores and it was really cool because a couple of my friends came in and surprised me that I didn't know we were going to make it. One of my best friends, Stephanie, who's been like super, super, super COVID scared for the past year and a half, like hasn't left her house, like a high level executive that works every day from her closet, like surprised me and flew down to Austin, and it just started made me hysterical cry because I know what that means, the effort she made. It just, you have moments like that where you're like, where you realize what you mean to somebody and it feels really good.
She made us look bad.
I wanted to fly down. Cassim said we shouldn't.
That's not true.
I know he
that's
did.
what he said.
It's fine.
Yeah, Yeah,
You guys,
true.
you know that I didn't even think twice. That's not where my head goes, and that's not where my head was going.
This is what he was like, if we're on that boat, my girlfriend will be so mad. It'll be another 8 weeks before we have sex. She lets me tell her I'm coming.
Oh, well,
I would have been on that boat. There would have been so much jizz for me on the boat.
Well, we went on a boat then on Saturday, and we got crazy. We played music and had food, and we were on Lake Travis, which isn't as crazy as Lake Austin. That being said, there was a lot of boats and a lot of people partying that day. And then we all went back to my friend Becca, who we've met here on the pod. She lives in my neighborhood in Austin, so we went back to her house so that I wouldn't see my children. And just like sat around a fire and in a hot tub.
Where were the kids?
I want to know.
They
how
were
much
with my
mushroom-
parents.
Were you on mushrooms?
No mushrooms. I'll just,
Wow.
I don't drink.
Right.
And I drank these like canned tequila drinks that were pretty good. And I just smoked a lot of weed.
Yeah.
Fucking animal.
So were there any single girls on
No.
the boat? See, Kat?
None of them were single?
You were right,
No.
bro. We should.
Yeah.
No one was single.
So I'm glad I didn't.
Good call.
Glad I didn't come. Jeez. Well,
I
I'm
turned
glad
40, not 30.
40. Jamie-Lynn,
40 doesn't
wow.
mean shit anymore. Now that I'm approaching
By
it.
the way, it's all okay. And I found like in this birthday video that everyone made me that so many of them were like, it just keeps getting better. And I don't know if it was, obviously I had a very extreme birthday weekend with like a lot of love and a lot of celebration, especially the year we're coming off of. But like, I feel like it also had something to do with me turning 40, where I was like really in this place I realized for the first time of like receiving love, like really feeling and letting myself feel like really loved by my friends and like really like appreciating and getting that they were there for me. And I feel like a little bit of that's coming to 40 because that's been creeping up a little bit with me where I just feel, and Rob can tell you, this was not me at all growing up, but like I kind of really give a whole lot less fucks about things than I used to. I used to care about everything.
Yeah.
And I'm really finding myself not giving a shit that much.
I think
about,
Texas
like,
is only
stupid
gonna,
stuff.
Texas is only going to help that.
Yeah.
I think it's
yeah,
going to just
for
get
sure.
better and better. And so we showed our video on here for Jamie's birthday, and we
Yeah.
did. So we were setting, or Cassim was setting it up. And then he's like, all right, so what should we say with it? And I was like, let's just spitball one and like see what happens. So he did the first one and it was okay. I don't know how many takes we did, like 4 or 5, but there was one that was so awful because like, I don't know why, but like we were looking at the magazine, looked up and I just went, wow, you're 40. Like, yeah. And then it was like, oh wait, stop. Like that was, we knew right away. It was like, that's not.
Oh my God. No,
know,
the
we're
take
just-
you guys did was gold. It was so good. It was perfect. It seemed like the first one.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank
and,
you.
Here's hoping, we're here doing this a year from now. Except maybe we'll be invited to the party next year. I got an email.
We'll be doing a podcast with Jamie-Lynn Spears. That's who we were Googling you, Jamie, to
Yeah.
put these videos up.
And she keeps coming up, I know.
She comes up
up,
first.
dude. Yeah, it's
We
like
gotta
she's
do-
not
she
even the
does.
first Jamie-Lynn to come up in
She's
Google.
Jamie-Lynn Spears.
We got to do something about that. How do we get you?
I don't understand how that works. You know what I mean? Like she would she make music?
I think that's Google. I think Google is fucking you with that. I think we should go to DuckDuckGo and type in Jamie-Lynn. I bet it's
Yeah,
Sigler.
you're number one on Ask Jeeves.
Maybe it's because you've changed your last name, Jamie. So your Googles are spread around.
Yeah, you could imagine
For
my
sure.
surprise when I got this one. You know,
That's a collector's edition.
That's my friend Jamie-Lynn Descala.
This
Yeah,
is a
that ain't
nice
me.
Inside cover with
Not
your
me.
signature there.
Not my ass. Not me.
What do you mean?
That's not mommy, Bo.
Nope.
I think it'll be good. Bo will understand that mommy was a hottie one day.
Whoa, what were you just trying to? Do you mean still
She's still-
gorgeous?
still absolutely-
Jesus
No, it's fine.
Christ.
No, it's fine. It didn't even phase me because I agree. I just realized I think my shirt is on inside out, you guys.
I was.
Yeah,
get-
but like we thought that was a style.
I swear, I was gonna ask if you Cutter only let you bring 2 shirts to New York, and you had to wear one inside out on the second day there.
I'm wearing an inside out shirt.
It totally looks All Saints. You're good.
Yeah, it's not. It's the great, but it's inside out. Okay.
All right. Well, let's get to your emails. Let's just start right at the top. This one's from Suhaib. Hi, Jammies. Love the pod. Would like to support Cassim by saying he's right on some topics. In an early audio episode, he asked to write in if your pee-pee, as Jamie would say, has a darker color than your skin. Well, being a young Indian man, I can say with confidence that my pee-pee is darker than the rest of my skin. Also, Cassim said that people would be ready to suck boogers out of Jamie's nose. I would love to do that, especially now that she's a 40-year-old MILF.
Wow.
Hope you do a pod soon with Cutter and or in person. Thanks for pumping out the episodes during the last year. Lots of love from the Netherlands, from Suhaib. Thanks, Suhaib.
Well, I didn't know they had Indian people there.
That's the first time. Yeah, that's the first time I've ever heard of this concept, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, congrats to you, Suhaib. You must stick out like a sore thumb. I bet they like that. I bet the ladies out there like a brown man out there.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if he's a guy willing to suck boogers out of your nose. This guy sounds like a gamer.
Hey, boogers.
This one's from Riley. Hey, Jammies, y'all got to start a Patreon. Maybe do some bonus episodes. Higher tier subscribers could get merch discounts and customized nudes from Cassim. Just a thought. Love y'all. Happy to hear Rob is back to sucking and fucking.
Yeah.
Godspeed, Riley. Thanks, Riley. Look, it's all you got to convince Rob. You know,
No. Listen, we had trouble getting 1 hour in this week.
Yep.
Come on, man.
True.
Come on, let's not
man.
be silly.
Come on.
Between
I'm in a
the three of our
closet in an
schedule-
inside-out shirt. Look, I'm trying, you guys.
Yeah, like let's do more episodes. Sure, guys.
This one's for Jamie-Lynn. And it says...
oh, wait. Let me just say real quick.
Yeah.
In the beginning of this podcast, I thought, like, maybe I shouldn't say Jamie-Lynn on here because it would bother me because I'm the only person who calls her Jamie-Lynn, and I didn't want it to get out. I love that everyone calls you Jamie-Lynn.
Everyone's calling me Jamie-Lynn. I love it.
It's the new thing. I see it in the comments. I see it along with that one guy who rips me a new one every episode.
Oh, really?
It's just consistent.
Yeah, there's people who don't like me too. That's just what it is. No one doesn't like Jamie though. They all love Jamie.
What's not to
it
like?
It is true, Jamie-Lynn. They all, maybe now that you're 40.
Well, let's read this email. Who knows what the fuck's about to come my way?
This is true.
To Jamie-Lynn, forgive me if this is too personal to discuss on the pod. I've been listening to the pod for over 50 episodes now, and hearing you talk about Jack for so long, I've heard you mention a lot of behaviors that remind me of my son, Roman, who's about the same age as Jack. The rage, the walking on eggshells, the potty training, now the OT recommendation from the psychiatrist. That's all like my son, given that you're already having him evaluated by a psychiatrist. Have they done an ASD eval? My wife and I had Roman diagnosed 6 months ago. Prior to that, we were thinking ODD or ADHD. I have no idea what any of these are.
Me neither.
Except ADHD.
Yeah.
Or just the worst ever-ending terrible twos in human history. We were terrified of the diagnosis before the eval and relieved while simultaneously crushed by his high-functioning ASD diagnosis. But at least it gave us closure and direction to help him succeed.
Autism spectrum disorder.
Oh, okay, great. Again, sorry if this is too personal to discuss. I'm no psychiatrist, but your son has a lot of similar quirks that my son has. If that's Jack, there's so many resources out there to help you, though I totally get it if you don't want to put that out there because of the expectations the public has for celebrities who have any link to a specific cause. No. My wife and I loved you and Rob on The Sopranos. It's amazing to see you both as normal adults living normal lives. Keep up the great work on the podcast. Best wishes, Zach and Paige.
And we love you too, Cassim, it says on the bottom.
Yeah, I typed that in myself. And Cash, love your vids.
I'm having
how is Jack doing?
He's
is he
doing nope, no potty, and I just found out the camp and school he's attending next year will not accept him if he's not potty trained. So I've got 3 weeks. But I do have an OT coming next week to evaluate him, and then we're going to kind of go from there, whether he needs a specialist, might need multiple, days of evaluation. It's more of the same. He can be the absolute sweetest, amazing boy, and then flip on a dime. And sure, this could be the threes or toddlerdom. The one thing is he's a perfect kid at school. Like, there's no sensory anything. There's no rage at school. There's no anything. It's really just triggering with me. So it might be like an emotional, like he might have a hard time processing through certain emotions. We don't know what it is. But I am doing this because I have a motherly instinct that there's something else beyond it. And if there's not, then I'm happy to just know that. But I think, one of your jobs as parents is, when you feel like you're running out of, and this is where I'm at, I feel like I'm running out of my own resources, and I feel like things are getting out of hand, like beyond me. And I just don't feel like my family is at our best right now, and it's kind of bleeding over into all of us. So it's, it's one of those decisions you got to make. And, he's little and he won't know what's happening. He'll think it's just somebody new playing with him. And I'll definitely keep you updated. I didn't think people really wanted to know much about that here, but
I think it's important you talk about that stuff. Yeah, I think there's a lot of mommy and daddies that listen to the pod,
Yeah.
And it's nice to know that the people that they listen to are dealing with the same stuff that they're actually dealing with. So,
and I'm not trying to make
I'm
him
bored
perfect.
to death by it, but like I really appreciate you.
Well, then we're even today.
Yeah.
Did you notice any change at all when he went to Austin?
Yeah, I think his OCD is worse. Like his need to repeat behaviors or what we say when we do certain things. But I also think that there's a little bit of like a manifestation of his stress from the move. Like it's something he can expect. So he knows when he says this and you say thank you, he can expect that, and there's comfort in that. But the problem is if I don't say thank you after he tells me, for instance, the traffic light turned green, it could be because I'm distracted or talking to Cutter or Bo, like he will lose his mind. So there's just, I can be patient 75% of the time through these things, but at the end of a day, when I'm like already up to here and the same shit's happening every day, it's hard. It's hard on all of us, and it's hard on him too. And I don't want him to be perfect. This is not about him being like a perfect angel. Like he's a kid. I have realistic expectations, but I just feel like he could use a little help getting through this as well as we need the help.
Did you tell him that I'm back to fucking?
Yeah. Did you tell him that Rob's fucking and sucking?
Maybe he actually will go potty if I'd be like, yo, Rob fucked.
Yeah.
So he basically was celibate your whole life.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Your whole life. The least you can do is pee in a fucking porcelain bowl. Jesus.
It's going to be fine. He's going to figure it out. And if not, it's going to make for a great pod.
I would love to know if any of our listeners didn't pee in a toilet until they were 5.
Yeah, I don't remember. Ooh, look, here's another email. This one's I can relate to Rob's fart smell story.
I thought I'd be on an island when I wrote that in my notebook with the Sharpie, and then I was so happy to hear Kasim agree, and then apparently people have stuff to say.
One of the best parts about doing this pod is like coming with some really weird sideways shit and then having people email us that they're also in agreement about that weird sideways shit.
We found our people.
It's so good.
And I also just want to say, from looking, I wish people could see what I'm seeing out of my eyes, because Kasim has officially put his face over Jamie's face, and I see him and me next to that. So I'm just watching Cass.
Yeah.
All day.
I want to make sure both your eyes see me.
Yeah.
All right. This one's hi, Rob, Kasim, and Jamie. I just paused the latest video, episode 86, to tell you that I can relate to Rob's fart smell observation, which can be found around the 35-28 mark.
I love this.
I have been in a relationship for 9 months. It is the most significant relationship I've ever been in. I'm 30 years old. I'm in love with her. She's in love with me. It's the first time I've been in love. She's also the first woman to confess their love for me. About 3 months ago, I noticed that my armpits started to smell different. The scent is unfamiliar to me. It does not smell like her either. Instead, it's an entirely new smell. As I'm writing this email, the scent is in my armpit. My diet isn't different. My deodorant hasn't changed. Anyway, congrats to Kasim for the new G4 job, Rob for the new girl in his life, and Jamie for her move to Texas. I wish you all the best. Big fan of Sopranos, new fan of Kasim, from Marcel. Thank you, Marcel. Look, you are not on an island, dude.
I'm really.
Let's get an update, though.
I'm kind of broken up, like that. That this is like Jamie said, it's like you found your people. This is really.
Yeah. Has it changed at all in the last week?
No, yeah, my farts still, they just smell, they don't smell like my farts
It's
anymore.
like a ghost is in your body and farting for you. And it's just somebody
Well,
else's farts.
chemically, his body's just different right now inside. It's going to
Yeah.
affect your poo-poo.
We got to talk to Dr. Drew maybe. Yeah, and that's the thing. My poop has not smelled different. But my farts do.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know there's some people that don't like when we talk about this stuff, but like it's really an important part of this podcast, and it's like one of the pillars that we stand for. It's a core value of this pod is knowing kind of where we are with our BMs, where we are with our holes and our smells, and I appreciate the update. Thank you so much.
Yeah, listen, it's not our fault if some of our listeners are anti-science.
Yeah. Bunch of Bible thumping, no science having ingrates. This one's called Rob's Balls.
Okay.
What's up there, Chomo? Listen here, I'm writing to congratulate Rob on finding a non-binary companion to empty those balls. I started my podcast journey from YMH, shocking, and find myself fully on board with the PJam fam. It seems like this is no ordinary NRE with Rob, so I came to an epiphany. Kasim needs to follow in the footsteps of Rob and focus on himself for at least 3 years before getting back with his ex. I guess Jamie-Lynn can come along too. Nothing but love from the Lone Star State, Thomas. Thank you, Thomas. And you might actually be right. You took a long time to yourself.
I took a long day.
Is that the Paul Walker song?
Friend.
Yeah. I see you in... Yeah,
was
did
to
I
my
cry in that
sex
movie?
life.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. That was when Paul Walker passed away. That was probably the last year you had sex.
He could have used you behind the wheel, babe. You wouldn't have given him. You would have.
gosh.
No, I'm not trying to say. I'm saying you're an amazing driver, and it would have been a.
No,
I'm not
I
trying to
know.
be funny.
This is so funny. This all comes 360 because a friend of mine just bought a Porsche Carrera GT, which is the same car that Paul Walker died in, and we're going driving this Sunday, and I get to see it. So here's hoping that we make it. Oof.
I mean, Jamie, you're in a closet in an inside-out shirt in your parents' house. Your life can't get worse. Let's just go with it.
I know.
Let's just at this point, come on. Let's just fucking roll with the punches.
I am.
You got to give it
I
up to your parents. I was saying to Cass, like, most parents can't get good Wi-Fi in their house anywhere. You're in a closet.
I mean, it's pretty spotty, but we restarted it right before to ensure of this.
So how was your trip
yes.
to New York? How is New York? Is New York not the same? Did you get that feeling?
I'm going to New York City tomorrow for the first time, so I'm looking forward to that. But they did lift the mask rule today, so you're allowed to be maskless everywhere in New York. And I'm on Long Island, but it was weird to be out today a little bit and no one had a mask on. Nobody. Not a single person.
Out indoors also?
Yes. Indoors and outdoors. No one had a mask on Long Island today. Like maybe one or two random people, but mostly everyone it was completely normal life. And it was interesting. I think it's weird. It's something to get used to. When we got off the plane with Bo, he by accident like dropped his mask or something. And I was like, just let's go through quickly. Like, we're at baggage claim. Don't worry about it. And he got really rattled. He's like, I'm going to get COVID, please. And he was like holding his shirt up over his face. I was like, baby, you're okay. You're okay. And like, I just didn't realize, I thought he was just following the rules. And you don't think that maybe like our kids might actually be getting scared of something, even though Cutter and I have, like, that's not how we talk at home. We don't have the news on. We never talk about COVID with our kids other than, when we have to explain why we have to wear masks and stuff like that. But I guess he's heard enough about it at school, and he was like really, I'm sure he'll acclimate quickly.
What do you say to the kid? Like,
one.
what's the good parent response to that? Because I know when I hear that, I just want to go like, don't be such a fucking pussy. Like, but I know I know you can't say that kind of shit to kids.
Well,
as much as
I didn't say that exactly.
And it maybe even go through your head. Yeah, what do you say?
I just said you're not going to
What do you say? Like,
I said, you're okay. Everyone's here is safe. Don't worry. Like, just don't touch anything and touch your face. We're getting to the car soon, but COVID is not scary anymore. It's not around as much anymore. People, they know how to treat it. You're gonna be fine. Like, don't worry. Like, don't stress. Like, mommy's not afraid of COVID when I go outside, so you shouldn't be afraid either. As long as we follow the rules and we're safe and we wash our hands,
they
don't
really
worry.
scared us.
Yeah.
There was a time where like we really thought that we could get it anywhere, anytime, off a surface. I was going around fucking Lysol and shit, being upset that I couldn't buy Lysol. We were really scared. I mean, I guess an overreaction is better than an underreaction in this case, but it really, I think, dragged. I mean, this is for me talking, like super liberal, like trying to be woke guy. Like, it really does feel like we dragged that out way too long. And I'm so stoked we can kind of sort of like end it now, even though I have to get a COVID test to go shoot next week. Even though I'm fully vaccinated, I still have to get tested every week when you're in a production. There's just like production rules.
I didn't know people cared if nerds got COVID. Like, you just give a couple of nerds fucking COVID over there, so what?
I love it.
Well,
I love the bully.
He's
I
on
miss it.
camera.
You should. This is Hollywood, right? It's like a bunch of nerds. Oh, go get tested. He's working with me and Jamie, and he never got a fucking test. It's bullshit. It's all fucking horseshit.
No, I got a foot in both worlds. I got the cool Italian, vibe, and then even though neither of you are Italian, then I got the nerd culture, the other one.
It is crazy that I still see people in LA when I'm walking around that will be 4 blocks from any other human, and they're in a mask. And it's like, wow, okay. And listen, I don't judge people. If people don't want to wear a mask, if people want to wear a mask for the next 5 years, I really don't care. The only people I really hated during COVID were people who wore a mask and pulled it down to talk. It drove me fucking... When I would go to the casino and see these people, I wanted to lose my mind on them. Like, I would... it really drove me... Like, there were people who... Somebody would be like, I'm all in poker. And they would pull their mask down and be like, what are you... And they're like, why are you wearing your mask?
I'm guilty of a version of that. When you go to a place of business and they got the plexiglass.
And they can't hear you?
On a couple occasions, I've gone around. I still have the mask on, but like sometimes I'll have to like go around because there's still something in me that's like, oh, there's this thing in the way, even though I can see directly through it. And I'm like, maybe they'll hear me better if I pop my head around. So it doesn't surprise me because a couple of times I've had that instinct of like wanting to pull down my mask, but I've done a pretty good job of that.
But I have more respect for people who just don't wear one than I do somebody who wears it and pulls it down. I'm talking every time they speak. Like, I've seen these people at casinos, and you're like, why are you wearing, like, your life?
And kids are the opposite.
Like hell.
My kid, like, Bo comes in the car, I pick him up from school, and I'm like, dude, you can take your mask off. And he's like already talking about like something happened in his day, and like 5 minutes later, I'm like, Bo, you can take your mask off. You're in the car. They just got so used to wearing it all day. He's almost more comfortable when it's on.
I just want to, wrap up and thank everyone for dealing with our, sort of logistical thing here. The show's, everyone's been really positive. Everyone's been so complimentary on Jamie's camera, the quality of her video. And
even
we understand that we're gonna try and up the quality of the audio as best as we can. Except you gotta realize, like, these microphones are fucking expensive. And luckily I've had this, but like we've got this one over here, and it's okay. But like they're all different, so they all kind of have their own adjustments. So appreciate you guys being and bearing with us and being patient.
I've been trying to get perfect audio for this episode, so I've been holding the microphone like 6 inches up from my leg.
I turned you up,
so
and I might have turned you up too much.
I'm cradling. Well, it's like sitting on my stomach right now.
Sexy.
Check us out on Instagram. Check us out on our subreddit. And check out the charity link below for a chance to be a guest on the pod. And then you're also you're doing a good thing by helping kids with cancer learn the arts. And, just want to thank you guys for watching us as always. Robbie?
Yeah. Nothing. I miss you, Jamie-Lynn.
Miss you
We
guys
miss you.
so
And we are gonna
much.
see you. We're gonna come down there, and dude, we're gonna fuck, dude. We are gonna fuck hard.
Yeah. Okay.
So good.
I'd be doing that shit now. So
This guy knows. I kind of forgot how to do it. Maybe I'll watch you.
Yeah.